Abyss is home to those who shun the light of day. It is the secret shadow of Garreg Mach.
They think they need a place like this for Garreg Mach to thrive.
Fine. We're the Ashen Wolves. We're the secret fourth house in Abyss. The surface world turned its back on us, and we did the same in return.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen.
Elfric, how serendipitous that you have come to our aid.
I just started recording. Please don't make me regret it already.
I am relieved that I wasn't too late. I do hope my presence proved useful.
It still bothers me so much that this person from the church is someone I've never seen before.
No doubt about it. We needed the backup.
I mean, not really. There was a rogue on the other side of the field after we just killed like 8,000 of them. Like, I'm not too worried about it.
Professor, I do believe this is the first time our paths have crossed, is it not?
Yes, and I've been through the entire campaign twice, so that's very suspicious.
Of course, I have heard all about you from Her Grace, the Archbishop. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Elfric. The Church has granted me custodianship of Abyss. The pleasure is all mine.
I was like, be polite. No reason to be rude.
I am sure you have already been told about Abyss's unique situation.
Cat, look. You can come down here, you can spend time with me, that's fine, but don't headbutt the microphone. Big stupid goober head. Gotta be honest though, I love this big stupid goober head. Get up there. Sorry guys, just... No, please leave that alone. Okay.
For varying reasons, all of the inhabitants here are unable to live a peaceful life on the surface.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same reason for all four. That they're descended from the four
People
important
like
people.
the Dagtons and Almirans, who suffer undue persecution across Fodlan. The poor and the sick, who are forced into Abyss. Not to mention all the other unfortunate souls who ended up here.
Oh, I guess there are more than four. I only thought about, like, my four.
I believe it is my sacred duty to provide a place for those who have nowhere else to go.
That's an interesting duty, but okay, I'll go with you on that.
Right. And the poor and sick living in a sunless crypt helps them... how?
Enough, Claude. Please, forgive my friend, Elfric. We would love to hear more.
Interesting. I think that's the first time I've heard Dimitri refer to Claude as his friend. Like, they got along, but I don't think they were really chummy.
In all honesty, I understand his concern. I dearly wish I could provide a better life for my flock. But it would appear that Her Grace and most of the Church consider the existence of Abyss to be something of a nuisance.
So that does confirm they're very aware of this being down here.
I'm afraid so. Those within the Church who would see Abyss purged are swiftly growing in number.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm the, like, next Archbishop. I'll take care of it.
That's the Church for you. They make a big deal out of helping the helpless, when it suits them.
We can't just sit back and accept the way things are. We've got to fight the system. Sure, I'm here to hide from literally countless bounty hunters, but I'm not the only one in need.
It is interesting, I just noticed that, you know, all four of... They've got the four main anime hair colors. Black, red, blonde, and blue. Or gray, I guess.
You're in a bad way too, Happy. We can't just let the Church walk all over us.
Too true. For the sake of all who dwell in Abyss, we must help dear Elfric to turn the tide.
Oh, we certainly will.
I am overwhelmed with gratitude. Your fervent support is all the reward I could ask for. As for you, Professor, I must beg a favor of you.
I'm kind of committed now, so I guess go ahead. Okay, what's the favor?
The Ashen Wolves are a house in name alone. They are eager students with no teacher to guide them.
Well, yeah, but what am I going to teach them when they, like, hate everything I stand for?
If you could find it in your heart to take them under your wing, I would be most grateful. Naturally, your official duties take precedence, so you need only help out when your schedule allows.
Okay, I can probably, possibly, potentially do that.
Wait a minute, Elfric. Where's this nonsense coming from?
I second that question. We have no need of a professor when we have you.
I'm amazing, and he's not even in the main campaign.
Dear flock, I am a mere guardian. I can protect you, but I cannot enrich your minds. Though I call this gathering an academy house, I have long lamented that it isn't truly so. Now, I am blessed with the opportunity to correct this. The professor who stands before you has garnered a great deal of acclaim on the surface.
I mean, that seems a bit of an oversell. Though again, I don't know how deep in the campaign we actually are.
A most trustworthy and esteemed teacher, to say the least. What's more, I happen to be acquainted with the father of this fine individual.
You are.
I was born and raised in Garrick Mach, so I often had the opportunity to spend time with him.
Why the hell don't they just have freaking, like, Alois being this guy? Like, why don't they use a person that's already established in the campaign?
Your mother as well. She was a cherished friend of mine. I was even present for their wedding. With parents like yours, I have no doubt that you possess the kindness and patience necessary to guide these students.
Yeah, I agree with him. I'm just kind of like, narrowed eyes, what?
But
It'll be fine. It's not like we're strangers anymore. Say, Elfric, don't you need to take care of those thieves?
Well, they're mercenaries, not thieves.
Ah, right you are. Please, excuse me.
Shouldn't we interrogate them and find out what's going on?
Oh, and one more thing, Professor. If ever you would like to hear more about your parents, I would be delighted to share my memories with you.
Well, I will definitely take you up on that if I actually get the chance to. Kitty, sit down.
Cindered Shadows. The Rite of Rising. Ah, Professor, to what do I owe this pleasure?
Literally the thing you said like 3 seconds ago. What?
Ah, yes, of course you do. I will gladly tell you all that I know.
Well, not all that you know, I hope. I want to keep hearing about, like, more and more as the campaign goes on.
Where to begin? If you have something particular in mind, please ask and I shall answer as best I can.
Tell me all the stuff I don't know. Yeah, start with my mother. She's a very enigmatic character that I didn't even ever know.
Kind and wise. I would often see her in the library, her nose always buried in a book.
That's it? That's like the crappiest summary in the world. I'd be like, hey, tell me about Damiel. He talked a lot and made dumb jokes. Like, I'm like, that's not the summary of me.
Gerald was very much then as he is now. His knights would have done just about anything for him. Whenever he had time to spare, he would instruct the children of the monastery in combat and tactics. Just like those wide-eyed youngsters, your mother and I made a hero of him in our minds. When I learned that Gerald and Citri were to be married, I was quite surprised.
Is this the first time we've actually heard her name? Citri, interesting.
Back then, Gerald was something of a mentor to me. As for Citri, she found it difficult to express her emotions. It was only when she was gazing at Gerald that I ever saw her smile. A smile that rivaled the very sun. His tales of the outside world must have seemed like a lifeline for one as frail and guarded as she.
Aww. Yeah, again, I know nothing about her.
Indeed, she lacked the strength to travel beyond the monastery. The only souls she ever spoke with were a select few within the monastery walls.
Oh, poor thing.
I can picture it now. The stories he told her, his striking words, and his boisterous laugh. Listening to him must have given her a great deal of hope. As for me, I could never have become like Gerald, as much as I wished for it.
Oh, were you in love with my mom? You creeper.
I suppose I did. He would tell stories from a century ago as though he had lived them himself.
Well, that's a unique trick. Rhea does the same thing.
No matter how fervently one studies the stories of old, that is no easy task. Professor, you traveled with Gerald before coming here. You must have seen a great many things, yes?
Yes, of course.
Forgive me for overstepping, but do you not regret foregoing your travels to take up residence here?
I would be. I think I like the game a lot, but I do kind of feel it's a bit passive for a game about war.
Well then, I suppose I have no choice but to assist you as best I can.
You suppose you're the one that asked me to do it. Shut up.
To shape young minds must afford you a unique perspective on the world. I am certain my unsolicited advice is nothing but a nuisance. But
Yep.
please, hear me out. It is my hope that you will live a full life, experiencing the world, fostering strong relationships with people. Do so for dear Citri, whose wish to experience such things shall regretfully never be granted.
Why would you bring that up? Jeez, what a downer.
I cannot deny it. It is my own stubborn notion, one that her grace will likely not think kindly of.
So am I, in theory, like, doing both this and whatever campaign up above at the same time? Like, or is this a alternate timeline where I, like, devoted myself to the Ashen Wolves?
Beyond my personal motive, I believe that you alone can guide my flock to even greater heights.
Literally anyone can guide them to greater heights when they live underground. Boom! Wordplay.
And perhaps you will learn from them as well. But I have taken enough of your precious time. Know that I am here for you. Always.
Pray tell, Yuri, did those foul bandits whom we bested at the arena confess to anything?
Not a word. And they wouldn't name names. I got the feeling they didn't know much themselves.
God damn it.
However, one thing is clear. Whoever hired them is after something here in
Yeah, some
Abyss.
sort of treasure is what they said.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. They must have been on a treasure hunt or something.
A treasure hunt here? I don't get it. What is there to find in these dingy tunnels?
You guys are prime real estate.
Elfric, was it? Looks like this is ringing a bell for you.
Well, something does come to mind, but the notion is preposterous at best.
Well, that means it's definite.
Never discount a wild hunch. Sometimes they're closer to the truth than you'd think.
Any lead will do, so long as it helps determine our next course of action. Please, go on.
Doesn't matter if it's stupid. It's an idea, and we're out of those.
As you wish. Though, again, it is quite far-fetched. You see, there is a long-standing legend here. It is said that deep underground, below even abyss, is a place called the Chasm of the Bound, wherein lies the Chalice of Beginnings.
Oh, okay. I know what the Chalice of Beginnings is. What's the Chalice of the Bound?
Huh. This is the first I've heard of it. So you believe Abyss is connected to that place?
Lots of twists and turns down here, so it's not the craziest idea ever. Must be well hidden, though.
I once happened upon an old document that mentioned a ritual called the Rite of Rising.
And yeah, it's a document only Rhea has now.
The text was incomplete, so I was unable to achieve a full understanding of the topic. I cannot even guarantee the authenticity of what I read. But it stated that the Chalice of Beginnings is a sacred object, crafted by order of Saint Seros herself. Saint Seros apparently used the artifact to carry out the Rite of Rising, along with the 4 apostles.
I already know. They made me learn this at the beginning. I don't mind.
I vaguely recall reading about the four apostles. They were saints, and that's about all anyone knows. Hardly any records of them remain.
Sorry.
Few alive even know their names, but these apostles supposedly assisted the four saints with their holy work.
It is also believed
Cat,
that
leave
Saint
that
Ceres attempted
alone.
to perform a resurrection using the chalice.
Getting the mic again.
However, the ritual failed. The four apostles bound the chalice, so that it would never fall into a mortal's hands.
The Rite of Rising, huh?
Ah, yes! The Chalice of Legend! My father mentioned it to me a very long time ago.
Interesting that you four have actually had it mentioned to you by your families. Everyone else only learned about it when they came here.
A secret treasure of the church. A chalice, powerful enough to resurrect the dead. Exhilarating, no?
No.
Quite. It is no small wonder that people are after it.
I said no.
Even so, we still don't have much to go on. We must gather more information about this legend at once.
I wholeheartedly agree. I will do all I can to track down more clues within the monastery. Although Garreg Mach's library is so well curated, I doubt any further records will be found.
That's interesting, because of course there was that whole thing about how they kept taking books that had information they didn't want getting out and, like, hiding them.
Wondrous! We shall do all that we can as well.
Because the main storyline, that didn't actually do all that much, if anything. Loading, loading, loading. Keep that menu loading, Rod.
Excuse me.
So yeah, he's 17 times, so I didn't end up using it more than 5. So next time I need to try and keep it used down to just twice.
I've only had the chance to speak with Elfric briefly, but he seems like a respectable man.
I mean, I don't disagree, but based on what?
It's obvious the whole town has a lot of affection for him. Kind of reminds me of Lenato in that way.
I've got a lot of time on my hands down here, so I've been venturing even deeper underground.
Alright, seems like a thing to do.
This place is loaded with winding paths and blocked off tunnels. It's a real maze. Only a few folks even know how to operate the gate mechanisms and hidden passages.
Are you one of them?
That's what I said. Things will shift without notice here, revealing hidden passages. Walls, floors, everything. Gotta stay sharp. Actually, I'll level with you. Yuri and Constance are much better at scoping out that kind of thing.
That actually doesn't surprise me. I was a bit surprised to hear that you were the one doing it.
The Ashen Wolves got their name from the beasts who guard the Blue Sea Star. The Archbishop named the house herself, in fact. In spite of that, it seems she looks unfavorably upon our house of late. This saddens me greatly.
Interesting. So the Archbishop named the house, but it's not an official house? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Wow. I heard Elfric came to Yuri's rescue in the attack that happened recently.
You heard correctly.
That's just what you'd expect from someone as kind and strong as he is. I can't believe he's single.
For some reason I thought I saw a thing on the ground, but I did not.
Had a chance to poke your head in here, Professor? It's a fortune teller's room.
I have. I scoped it out the first time I was here.
Judging by all her mystical-looking doodads, I think she's the real deal, too.
Well, I'm glad that you put such deep thought into it.
I wonder if she does matchmaking. Maybe she can help me sort through my countless suitors.
God damn it. Alright. Well, that was definitely better than our rusted sword. The women's quarters, but yet I never see any women in here. Is the men's quarters? Yep. Oh, interesting. I wonder, that would probably be in the other room if I had picked the female character.
the...
Quick pop around.
Well,
I don't think there's anything here. Nope. Okay. We'll head back up top.
I see. Well, well. The Imperial Princess, the Crown Prince, and the next Sovereign Duke. Must be exhausting trying to suss out each other's intentions, huh?
Very much so.
Nah, we get along great. I mean, we kind of have no choice. A petty squabble could start an all-out war. And it doesn't take a fancy title to have a hidden agenda. Isn't that right, Yuri? Cheeky. And off base. What do you think, friend? Do you think I'm off plotting nefarious deeds?
No, you're on plotting it for nefarious deeds. Yes.
Brutally honest. I love it. Even so, that's a bit much, wouldn't you say? I do what I need to get by. Nothing more than that.
You can still have nefarious deeds, though.
As for the others, they've all got their own struggles. But they're nothing if not trustworthy. Humbling yourself while promoting your friends. Gotta say, I don't hate this side of you. Seems we're in mutual neutrality of one another. I like that you keep your cards close. We'll get along just fine, you and I.
Perhaps.
Alright, these two are.
pardon the odd question, but something has been bothering me for a while now. Your hair. Was it always that color?
I mean, it's not going to be in a second.
That is an odd question. But yes, if you must know, it was a different color when I was a child.
Oh, you're talking to Edelgard, not me.
How could you know that? Is it possible that we met before the academy?
How would you not know that you met the Crown Prince before?
It's a long story. Now is not the time or place.
I want to know the story. I may actually learn the story when I do the actual Edelgard playthrough.
Yes, of course. My apologies.
Keith. Okay, there's people up here.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The bandit sightings have stopped, for now. I still won't let my guard down, though.
I miss our other guard.
What else? Notice how everyone's in high spirits? Know why? I do. It's because Master Elfric is here. He's real special, that one. He saved my life, and lots of others here, too. He's earned some hero worship.
I have a feeling we'll be fighting him at some point. Like, they wouldn't be making a point about how popular he was and how much everyone likes him.
For folks who've lost their homes on the surface, Abyss is all they've got. The place used to be nothing more than a den of criminals who did whatever they pleased. Now, we got Elfric to keep an eye on things.
Alright, I mean, it sounds like he's definitely helpful.
He understands that keeping people fed's the way to keep them calm.
You've only been on the job a few moons, huh? No wonder you don't come off as a mindless church flunky.
I definitely think for myself.
Plus, you don't flap your trap all the time. I appreciate that. I hope you never change, no matter how many years you spend with the annoying people up there.
Hey! I don't suppose you're here for a drink, huh? They aren't any better, I'll tell you right now.
Is that all you do? Come in here to drink and then complain that the drink isn't very good?
Maybe folks down here wouldn't be so awful if they could get their hands on something worth tasting. Oh, am I kidding? Nobles are just as bad.
Okay, and there's someone back here.
Four apostles. God, this is killing me. I'm on the verge of remembering something.
Want me to push?
I can't shake the feeling that one of their names is also a food or something.
That's random.
The records should be here some... Oh! Hello, Professor! It's good that you've come. I realized that I missed an opportunity to congratulate myself on my military achievements.
God damn it. Why'd I save you to the end?
But now that you're here, I have an audience for it. Indulge me, won't you?
I'm walking away. I'm walking away.
Behold, the proof that the utmost honor in combat belongs to none other than I, Constance von Nouvelle.
May I remind you, you dropped to 1 hit point in the last battle.
What a relief to get that off my chest. Now, where did Alfred get to? I must have words with him.
Did you even show me anything? You're just like, hi, I wanted to let you know I'm great. I'm great.
Professor.
Okay, bye. Like, what?
I see.
Welcome. Will this one do? Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks.
Alright, and no one else is calling me bullion? Nope, okay. Good deal.
Come back soon.
Well, I'll be.
L.I.B.
Abyss is a sprawling place. Some houses, like mine, are actually quite far from the center of town. What brings me all the way here, then, you ask?
You want to show off your helmet?
I came to see Elfric. Even a glimpse of him is said to bring good luck.
You people are obsessed.
Sometimes Elfric gives out candy. Stick close by him, and you might get some too. But save a little for me, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Don't annoy Happy, or make her feel disappointed. You mustn't. Not ever, okay?
Okay. Crap, I didn't. I'll have to remember to replenish my... I don't think any of the weapons are near breaking yet. But I'll have to make sure to remember to replenish my battalions.
The answer is no. I will not allow it. It is far too dangerous.
Won't allow what?
Ah, but if we can determine its origin, we may eliminate the very danger that vexes you.
You already know this, but there are plenty of folks down here who can't defend themselves. If these attacks keep up, eventually they'll find themselves in harm's way.
That is very true.
Yes, I am aware. However, for the time being, you must promise to refrain from acting recklessly.
He seems so put upon. He's like, please just stop.
My dear Fluck has suffered enough as it is. You needn't take any further risks.
Surprisingly overbearing, isn't he? He must really care about you guys.
Well, the church is, like, more and more heavily moving on wiping out the Abyss, so he definitely doesn't want the Abyss doing anything stupid.
Most certainly. Yet, if we fail to nip this problem in the bud, I shudder to think what will transpire.
You want to tell me what the problem is? I'd like you to.
Aha! It's you! In the nick of time, as it were. Come, let us venture into the deep, deep underground. The chalice of legend awaits!
Oh, you're looking for the... Okay.
But of course, deeper and deeper still beneath the monastery, to the chasm of the bound.
Do you actually know where it is, or are we just going to bumble around and hold hands?
Coco, you didn't hear a word Elfie said, did you?
I surely did, but we must read between the lines. Elfric wants a solution as badly as we do.
What Alfred said is that he doesn't want us to be put in danger, so let's put ourselves out of danger, however possible.
And so, we shall seek out the Chalice of Beginnings and present it to the church.
Let me just point out for a second that the Chalice of Beginnings was sealed away so no mortal would ever have it, so I don't think giving it to the church is what the apostles actually wanted.
If our enemies desire the object, this should halt all future attacks on Abyss. Brilliant, no?
Oh, yes, stunning.
I'm not so sure about that. According to legend, there's some kind of binding that protects it from would-be thieves. Even if we find it, we can't just walk up and take it unless we figure out how to break that thing.
Ah, but that is simplicity itself. We shall first ascertain whether it is still bound, and then we shall release it.
But where is this chasm, anyway?
I
I've never even heard of the place, much less seen it.
As luck would have it, I have discovered yet another secret passage. It appears to go deep underground.
Where conveniently there will be, like, enemies just hanging around.
According to my superior instincts, it undoubtedly leads to the Chasm of the Bound.
Can I smack her, please?
Huh. I suppose it's worth a look. I don't care about finding some old cup, but if it could help us protect the Abyss, I'll support the cause.
You surface dwellers do not have anything else to do at present, do you? You'll assist us, will you not?
Oh, of course. Nothing better to do at all.
I don't have anything scheduled before my next nap, so I guess that's fine. Edelgard doesn't look too thrilled, though.
Splendid! It is decided.
Okay, I do rather like that. Nobody even cares about Edelgard.
Feeling pretty lost right now. How long have we been walking? I'm guessing a full week.
Yeah, what's happening to my actual class up there? Because only like 3 members of it are here.
A week? Ridiculous. It's been a few hours at most.
That's called a hyperbole, Happy.
Exaggerations aside, if this takes much longer, I'm concerned about our lack of food and water.
She's got a point. How about we trek a bit farther, and if we don't find anything, we turn back?
Constance, I find it rather curious how quickly you became fixated on the chalice. Care to explain?
That was very fixated yourself, Dimitri.
Oh, no. Why would I be fixated on a silly little legend for some supposed ulterior motive?
No one said anything about a supposed ulterior motive. You made that up.
You want the esteem. You think this will convince the church to help you restore your fallen house.
How could you possibly know that? Have you been snooping within the confines of my very mind?
Please. Please make it stop.
I shall restore House Nouvelle to its former glory at all costs. It's practically your catchphrase.
Aha! Just as I suspected. Constance is the former lady of House Nouvelle.
Well, yeah, it's literally in her name.
In a sense, until just a few years ago, it was a house of Viscounts in the west of the Empire.
House Nouvelle lost its status 5 years ago, as a result of their part in the war.
I was gonna say, isn't House Nouvelle, weren't they related to why Edelgard had to go over to the kingdom for a while?
Huh. You speak as though it has nothing to do with you.
I fear all I can do is ask forgiveness in place of my useless father.
Oh wow, so she's already... I guess it makes sense because she's about to take over the Empire.
If doing so will comfort you in any way, then please accept my...
Save your breath. That will not be necessary. There is only one thing that I desire. For the sake of my parents, who fell courageously and selflessly in defense of the Empire. For them, I shall restore our status, revive House Nouvelle, and return it to its former glory.
Oh my god. Why are we Please tell me this is one of those things where each chapter is focused on a different one of them, so that we never have a Constance chapter again?
All that I do, even spending each day advancing my magical prowess, is to that end.
And in reward for all that hard work, you were forced to live underground. Life's cruel.
Why is she looking at Edelgard when she's saying that?
It's like you took a shortcut back to the starting line. Or maybe you're just unlucky.
What are you saying? I never intended to share that side of me with you.
Look at that. It's a good thing we didn't turn back. That looks mighty chasm-like, if you ask me.
We've been standing in place for a while. Like, come on, game. If you're going to try and have them walking, you would at least have a walking animation or something. Can't be lazy.
Say, are we beneath the bridge in the monastery? Incredible.
Wait, we're underground, but we're not even underground?
Huh. I never thought I'd be gazing up at that bridge we've crossed 1,000 times from way, way down below. Are we sure this is the right place?
It is, I think. I believe. I hope.
I can't imagine this is the secure location that was, used to house a precious artifact when it's just, like, outside under a bridge.
Constance, why are you hiding in the shade? Aren't you the one who insisted that we find the chalice?
Where even is Constance? I don't even see her in the scene.
Fine. If you insist that I join you, then I shall. Satisfied?
Okay, she... what?
Oh my. I was quite rude just now. Please accept my humble apologies for treating you so foully.
Wait, does the sun make her less of a bitch? Like, what? What is happening right now?
I presume too much to stand beside such noble paragons. Allow me to dig a hole to bury myself in.
No matter how deep underground we are, I guess sunlight is still sunlight. Poor Constance.
So Constance gets to be very, very affluencing whenever she gets touched by sunlight, and then happy sighs. That's what we've kind of figured out.
This is what Coco's like in the sun. That's why she lives underground.
I fear I cannot guarantee that this is the chasm of the bound. I have almost surely wasted our time.
This is such a... I have a hard time accepting thing.
Enough with the self-doubt, yeah? Just put one foot in front of the other. We'll have you back in the shadows before you know it.
Cheer up, Coco. We need you.
At least we shouldn't be in the sun very often.
And now I have forced you into a state of pity. I feel so very worthless.
I admit, I have never seen anything quite like this before. Is there nothing we can do to help?
Stop talking and start walking.
Happy? Keep Constance moving. If we don't start searching, we'll never find that damn chalice.
Fine, I'll just push her a bit, I guess.
I must ask you to cease. You shall soil your hands upon my filthy
Oh
back.
my god.
No soap could possibly... Huh? This feeling. I sense magic in the air. There is something just ahead. The binding spell, perhaps.
I don't feel anything at all. Wait. Actually, I hear something. Something big. And it's moving.
Perhaps there is something in place that is guarding the chalice.
It certainly sounds like it. What the
Yikes.
hell?
What is that thing? It's like some kind of gigantic toy. I don't have the slightest idea what's going on, but I know it doesn't bode well.
I don't know, could be fun. It's been a while since I've met an enemy that can put up a good fight.
What are you talking about? We just had a like massive free-for-all, except that it was not a free-for-all and there were two sides. But other than not being a free-for-all, it was completely a free-for-all.
Hey you! Meet your master, pal. I'm gonna pummel you into my own personal shield.
Alright. And with that, we're probably getting to the battle. So we'll go in the episode. Next time, we fight the big giant toy thing and have a good time with it. Look forward to it, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.